Hello everyone and welcome to the stream of Dragon Age Origins. I am Yavie or Greenleaf and we were supposed to play Crusader Kings 3 today, but I, I missed the Dragon Age stream on Saturday. I had stuff to do and I was just feeling like playing Dragon Age. So we're going to be continuing with our playthrough as Yavie, the Dalish rogue. And we are in Redcliffe. I think we got all prepared at the end of the last stream to take on the ravenous hordes that are going to emanate from the castle. And I think let's just check the journal that we have actually done everything. We spoke to the mother about the in the chantry about the knights. We didn't manage to get them on our side, but hey. We convinced Dwin to come out of his house, and the militia got extra drink at the tavern, and we must remember to go back to the tavern to let, was it Bella, who's the server there. She wanted to leave because Lloyd was not treating her well. And we got Lloyd to also fight with the militia. So if Lloyd survives, he still has a tavern. Yeah, I actually don't know what happens if Lloyd survives. And I mean, if Lloyd dies, does Bella actually get the tavern? That would be cool. Yes, and so we are doing the Isle of Redcliffe. Oh, what was this one? Oh, that was going to find Velena in the castle. Okay, so we haven't quite gotten there yet. Let's just check our inventory and... Okay, we've got 4 gold. I think we need 5 gold to free Velena. I mean, not Velena, Bella. But we've sold all the important stuff. It's just... Yeah, those are gifts. Okay, and plot items. Okay, so... Shall we speak to... I think it's Sir Perth. Or is it Murdoch? Murdoch. Okay. Let's go down and speak to Murdoch. Redcliffe looks quite different when you come back here in the Dragon Age Inquisition. Which I think is a bit of a pity. I struggle to recognize where all the stuff was. I think you're further along the coast, but I can't quite place it. There's like a windmill that you pass. Maybe it's that one. But you can't actually get to this side of Redcliffe in the Inquisition version of the town. Let's just check that we have... Yeah, Morrigan needs frost weapons. Here.
Very well.
Precise striking. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And do you have all of your stuff?
It's done.
And let's just do rapid shot as well. Okay. And let's see what Lloyd has to say for himself.
Well, I'm here. I'm cold. I'm certainly going to die. Hope you're as amused as Murdoch is.
Actually, yes. There's the thugs and Dwin. And Beric as well.
I can't believe I'm going to fight. That's what I get for mixing myself up in all this.
Yep, it is. Oh, there's Murdoch. Okay.
I hear you got the tavern serving the militia free ale now. While I don't favor my men being drunk come sundown, I suppose it helps morale to have their minds taken off what's to come. You have my thanks. The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it.
How's morale?
The men's spirits are high for now. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Dwin's presence makes the men a bit more confident. It helps to know a veteran is on our side tonight. My men are getting free drinks at the tavern. I suppose it's better to drown your fears rather than go mad waiting for certain death. I'm tempted to have a few ales myself. Since you convinced Owen to start repairs, we're pretty well armed now. That is a relief, let me tell you. Overall, I'd say the militia's very ready to fight. Never thought I'd say that, but there you go. Is there anything else?
Oh, hey, Ninjari. Good evening. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping by. You had a nap from 10 a.m. till 12:30. Yes, I wonder why. I wonder why. Yeah, we had our power off from, I think it was 4 till 6, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. But so that wasn't too much of a thing at work. But yeah, it's actually my last day tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to contend with load shedding schedules now. Yeah, unless I can work off my computer battery, but we'll have to see how things work. But I'm gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, one more day hype, one more day. Oh, and then I'm looking forward to having a break next week. Yo, I really need to just like get stuff sorted, like get my desk all set up correctly and move things around, because it's been ages since I worked from home. So yeah, hype, yay. Yeah. And I know we were supposed to play Crusader Kings today, but I was feeling like Dragon Age. And also I noticed that they've done a couple of updates for Crusader Kings, and now all the saves are you know, the incompatible. I get to take the naps now too. Yeah. Yes, I can now take naps during the day. Though it seems as though we usually, well, are we on the same schedule? We might be, because I think we also we're supposed to have 10 till 12 this morning, so we can take naps at the same time. It's nap time. Yeah. So is there anything else? Yes, we're in the same zone. Okay. I think I've asked him everything. Let's just check.
Oh? Ask away.
Yeah, I think we've asked all of these before. I want to discuss something else.
There's not much time before sundown.
Yes, that's why I'm ready to make my stand. Let's wait for sundown.
Are you sure? There's still time left if you need to talk with Sir Perth or do anything else.
Nope, we're ready.
Then good luck to you. You'll need it.
They're coming! Get to your positions! Make ready! Light the traps! Burn these foul creatures!
Light the traps. Okay, Morrigan, you can start pelting away. So can you, Liliana. Alistair, you can stand there.
Yes.
At your order.
I
Right.
don't remember if there was a way to stop them from... I can't actually remember.
You. Let's make this quick.
Oh yes, halt. That was it. Okay.
Defend yourself. Have you no concern for your own existence? Watch out! It's an
Oh, they're overwhelming us. Ah.
Now you fall. You must fight. Be careful.
I shall do it.
Begin the onslaught.
Come on.
Too easy.
Too many knights in the way there. Yes, I think... Oh, Alistair. He just taunted, yes, and he needs a health poultice.
Another battle, I see. Oh, this should be good.
Could probably do with another one, actually. Health poultice.
It is begun.
Let us end this.
Just like a swarm of knights. Wow.
Have you no concern for your own All right, that's on
No, Alistair, get out of the fire. Oh no, it's not Alistair in the fire. Okay. Everyone, come back.
The monsters are attacking from the lake! They're attacking the barricades! We need help!
Knights, stay here and guard the path.
Come on! We need to hurry!
Alright, we're following you. So many of these guys up there. Yeah, someone's already dead. Oh, okay, touch it. I know sometimes you can use dual wield and then it doesn't hit anyone, and then it still has cooldown. It's rather frustrating. Nice, thank you. There we go. Pick. There we go. Hit him almost down. Okay. Lloyd's still full health. Yeah, he's probably gonna live.
I got it.
Wow. Oh, okay, I need to harvest these. Because if I remember correctly, you can't actually come back here. So all the militia that have died, you get to take their equipment. Any more militia? No, it doesn't look like it.
We do bad. I never
Yep, there's so many of them.
Someone please.
Oh, sorry, Liliana. You should take a poultice. Okay, I'll have to figure out the tactics so that they do that themselves. Come back. Come back. Morrigan doesn't have healing. No, she doesn't. I don't really want Murdoch to die.
You forced our
Yeah, I remember there's all sorts of things like there's only certain times you can loot. No, Murdoch died. Oh, I was just coming to save you. Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of times when you can and can't loot, and if there's a cutscene and stuff disappears. Murdoch. Oh well.
I shall do it.
I can loot your corpse. Thank you.
We're getting the onslaught. Be careful!
Nope, Lloyd's also dead. Oh, Lloyd died. Okay.
Now we get our hands dirty.
I'll also loot. Can't loot Lloyd. Ah, rats. Why are there so many of them? And yeah, Liliana's about to die. Take a health poultice, please. Look, I remember this is a tough fight on harder difficulties.
I shall do it.
Knights, we actually need you up here. This is probably also because I'm doing this at as the first stop. Oh, can loot Lloyd? No.
It is begun.
Go and loot Lloyd. Quick, 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 quick. Yes. Okay, one dagger. Still, one dagger is one dagger we can sell.
Dawn arrives, and we survived the night. We are victorious.
But at
And
what
though this
cost?
victory came at great cost, we must remember none of us would be here were it not for the heroism of these good folk beside me. I thank you, dear lady. Truly the Maker smiled on us when he sent you here in our darkest hour.
I was happy to help defend the village.
Let us bow our heads and give honor to those who gave their lives in defense of Redcliffe.
Murdoch of Redcliffe, Mayor and beloved father, we salute you.
You and so many others who have perished here, walk with he who is your maker. Long may you know the peace of his love.
I'll say gods above ease their passing. I think that's the elven gods she's referring to there.
With the Maker's favor, the blow we delivered today is enough for me to enter the castle and seek out your Arl. Be wary and watch for signs of renewed attack. We shall return with news as soon as we are able. Now we've no time to waste. Meet me at the mill. We can talk further there.
Great cost. How many did we lose? Well, there was at least 3 or 4 militia skeletons I looted, and then Murdoch and Lloyd. That's a fair amount. Yeah, he does say different lines. I think the prayer might be different as well. If it's like a prayer of thanks as opposed to, yeah. So that, yeah, there are differences. In this battle, you usually play mage healer all the time and heal all the NPCs. Yeah. Well, I also like playing a mage. My canon warden is well, I suppose one of my canon wardens. I do like to have multiple. But the one that I usually play first is that I played first was a mage. Yeah, so we lost Murdoch, shame. Lost a couple of militia, lost Lloyd. There's no one we can sell stuff to here, is there? Let's go and speak to some people.
So we won the battle? If this is what war is like, with so many people hurt and dying, I don't want to think about what fighting the darkspawn will be like. Van Tegan or Al Eamon will be calling for volunteers soon, won't they? They'll need an army to fight in the south now. I'll go when they call me, I guess. I'm going to get drunk first, though. If you'll excuse me.
It's all on the house, Thomas, so go help yourself. Shame. Let's go see if this guy has anything to say. Owen.
Good to see you in one piece. Do you have news of Velena yet?
No, not yet.
Well, I'll give it some time. Now's the best time to go into the castle, though, and see for yourself. Remember, a promise is a promise.
Let's talk business.
Right. I haven't got much, obviously, but I'll do whatever I can for you.
Let me sell you back the armor and that you just made for the militia. For a profit. Oh my word, that's hilarious. Here, have a nice dagger. Have a nice other dagger. 5 other daggers. Oh, and a short bow. Oh, that's brilliant. It's like, where did you get all of this equipment for? Oh wait, this looks familiar. I don't think this is better than what Liliana's got. Oh, it is better. Studded leather armor. 498. Okay. Studded leather boots. Okay, that's the same. I just got the Dalish gloves. I'll probably upgrade the... That's 6783. Oh man, we're gonna get more though. Yeah, sell all of those. I'll sell that. Okay, we definitely have enough for... oh, what's his name? Or what's her name, I suppose we should say. Bella. Didn't pick up anything else there. Studded leather armor. There we go.
Good to see you in one piece.
No, not yet. And let's talk
time.
business.
Right. I haven't got much, obviously, but I'll do whatever I can for you.
Have your last piece of armor. I think that's brilliant. Oh, and we've got level ups. Oh, okay. So... no, I wanted to check. Okay, 22 cunning. There was something in particular that I wanted to get to. Keen eye for weak spots and gains a bonus to critical transform attacks. Additionally, the rogue's cunning score is greater than strength. Sharpness of mind lets the character use the cunning modifier to affect attack damage in place of strength. That might have been the one that I wanted to get. When a target is incapacitated, the opportunistic rogue strikes where it hurts most, inflicting automatic backstabs against stunned or paralyzed. That's also good. So we could get that. But I need 36 dexterity. Okay. 36 dexterity. What does this say? Rogues gain access to 3rd tier weapon talents. I do want to get this one first, actually. Let's get that. Master Survival. Then... Riposte would be nice. Yeah, let's get that first. And Liliana. Okay, so what are we aiming for her? Okay, I like to get the tactics and the combat training. Yes, let's take that. And... okay, she needs 18 cunning. Easy. Easy. Thank you. Okay, we need to get to 22 cunning. So I might do that. Excellent. Okay. Here's the Blackstone Irregulars. Hi.
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
Okay, grease the wheels. My friend, I have a task that requires some tact and discretion, and I think you're perfect for the job. The Blackstone Irregulars cannot survive without the patronage of the nobles, mages, and other groups who retain our services. For that work to continue, however, we have to ensure that people are looking out for our interests. To that end, I ask that you make a trip to Denerim and pass on our appreciation to certain individuals. Return when you are done, and I'll see that you are rewarded. Your friend, Taran. So this is the son, if I remember correctly. Taran and... I can't remember what's his father's... Does it say here? No. Is there codex that's related to... Can't remember where that was, but there was a like those original letters. Yeah, we'll have to try and remember that. But yeah, there's the father said he wants to look after the guild and make it you know, something that you know, based in traditions and that sort of thing. And then he said, make sure that the son, Taran, however you say his name, any request coming from him should be taken as if it's coming from the father. And he's now asking you to go and recruit people and, yeah, make sure that all people who owe them money are accounted for. And yeah, but yeah, you start getting the idea that there might be a little bit of conflict between the father and the son as things go on. And I think so far we've only had requests from the son. And he's like, my friend, please will you do this quest for me?
You saved us. I can't believe we're alive. And it's finally over.
What are you going to do now?
With Mother and Father both gone, I suppose they'll send us to an orphanage, maybe separated. At least we're both alive. I won't forget what you did, though. Neither of us will. Thank you.
Why do you have to go to an orphanage?
With Mother and Father dead, we don't have any money. I think we have relatives in Denerim, but we've no way to get there. We'll be fine. I promised Mother I'd see to Bevan's safety, and I will.
Perhaps I could help you to get to Denerim.
Oh, your path is probably much too dangerous for us. There are wagons going there, but it would be expensive.
We do have quite a bit of money now. How much is 500 silver? Isn't that like 5 coin? Ninjari, do you remember what the conversion rate was? I think you looked it up the last time we played. Because I want to make sure that I have enough money for Bella. I think she also ended up being like 5 gold. I think we're sitting on about 8 gold now. Yeah, I'm just going to say 100 silver. I don't want to give the 500. That's 1 coin. We can definitely afford 1 coin.
That's a great deal of money. Of course, I accept. With this, I can hire a wagon to take us to Denerim. We have family there, and they'll take us in for sure now. Come on, Bevan, let's find one now. Make a watch over you. I'll never forget you.
Morrigan disapproves. Okay, yes, so 100 silver is 1 gold. So we're still sitting pretty on 7. Hello, Cheta.
These are terrible times. Just terrible.
I don't think we have a quest for her yet.
Good day.
Irenia. Yeah, she's so happy.
There are many gone who we must honor. But we must also remember those who aided us in our darkest hour.
Now I want to go speak to Bella and sort that out before I spend the money that I promised to. I wonder if Dwin survived. I don't remember looting his corpse.
It is begun.
Bella! Just the person I wanted to see. No, wait, come here. Where are you going? Where are you going?
I admit, for a while, I didn't think either of us would survive. It's good to see you did.
I want to say it's good to see you too.
Anything I can get you?
I believe I made you a promise.
You mean about helping me leave? I wouldn't hold you to that. You've already done so much for us.
You can do better than this place.
What do you have in mind?
500 silver, that is what I promised her.
What? You jest, surely. Why not simply throw all our coin into the river?
Yeah, well, we can afford this much.
It's not a question of affordability. Oh, never mind.
That could get me to Denerim. What would you want in return for such a gift?
Seeking privacy, yeah. A promise to not work in a place like this. Not for a man like Lloyd.
Thank you. I can never repay this, but I'll think of a way. I swear.
Morgan disapproves -10. Oh, wow. And now she dislikes us. We were getting along so well, Morgan. Okay. Nothing here to loot. Really spoke to Thomas. Okay, one of the militia died. Sorry.
We've won, but I hear the darkspawn still advance. Does that mean we have to evacuate the village anyhow?
Yeah, sorry about your friend.
Maker, help us. What will we do now?
I wonder what happened to Beric.
I've got a cousin in the Templars. The mages in the tower out on Lake Callanhard are all turning into demons.
They always say that, though.
Well, this time it's true. They're not sure what to do about it yet, he says.
What's to do? I thought you killed them.
Easier said than done. Mages pick a fine time to go turning into demons, I tell you.
Yep.
So can you surrender to a darkspawn? Do they take prisoners?
I hear they eat you.
I
Yep,
heard
they
they just
do.
got slaves. Take you underground and make you work.
Yeah, and eat you. Does she disapprove if she's not in the party? I don't think so. So that would be a way to not have that happen. But, yeah. I'm not going to try and min-max stuff, because you can get so much approval from gifts and that sort of thing. Hopefully we can actually loot this chest now.
It shall be done.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
I just realized I'm a rogue. So, giving Liliana the lockpicking. I suppose it does free up a slot for, you know, I can get it eventually, but it's not so important. But, oh, I wanted to speak to Dwin, see if he had anything to say. And if he survived. Doomsayer. Hello.
The end is upon us! The dead rise, and foul magic spreads across the land!
This is true. However... Who are you? Oh, just random villager. Okay. Random villager hash 1. It's Caitlin's home. Twin. That's the general store. Oh, wasn't there something in the general store? Did I loot this place? Ah, there we go. Okay. Liliana. Wicker magic. Ah, rats. Is that a level 4 chest? Wow. Level 4 chest in one of the starting areas. That's a bit much. So where's Dwin's house? Here, I think. Yes. Hello. Ah, so one of his thugs died.
Phew, some fight. Reminds me why I left Orzammar in the first place.
Why is that?
Constant fighting. A warrior's life there is blood, ash, and dust. Though I'm not sure who's dirtier. These creatures are darkspawn.
You're still alive? Lucky.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Go celebrate or whatever it is you're gonna do. You won, right? You're a hero. Or something.
Something.
Never thought I'd survive that.
Well, your friend didn't. Okay, nothing to loot. Have fun. So let's go and check on...
Horror awaits those who perish outside of the Maker's forgiveness.
Go check on Sir Perth. I think we've already been in there. That was where the guy was for the Blackstone Irregulars quest. One of the recruits. Hi, Perth.
It is sad to think of how much death there has been here. But we have saved the village beyond all expectations. You have done well, my friend. I will remain here to guard the village and receive any fellow knights as they continue to return. At least until the castle is retaken.
Okay. So let's just put in quick save here. Knight Commander Harith.
Move along, friend. Thank you.
Oh, he's from one of the other quests. Okay. Yes, I remember. Hello, Tegan.
Odd how quiet the castle looks from here. You would think there was nobody inside at all. But I shouldn't delay things further. I had a plan. To enter the castle after the village was secure. There is a secret passage here, in the mill, accessible only to my family.
That's convenient.
Perhaps I should have gone into the castle earlier, but I could not leave the villagers. Maker's breath.
Tegan! Thank the Maker, you yet live.
Isolde, you're alive. How did you... What has happened?
I do not have much time to explain. I slipped away from the castle as soon as I saw the battle was over, and I must return quickly. And I need you to return with me, Tegan. Alone.
We'll need more of an explanation than that.
What? Who is this woman, Tegan?
You remember me, Lady Isolde, don't you?
Alistair. Of all the... Why are you here?
They are Grey Wardens, Isolde. I owe them my life.
Pardon me, I would exchange pleasantries, but... Considering the circumstances...
Please, Lady Isolde, we had no idea anyone was even alive within the castle. We must have some answers.
I know you need more of an explanation, but I don't know what is safe to tell. Tegan, there is a terrible evil within the castle. The dead waken and hunt the living. The maid responsible was caught, but still it continues. And I think Connor is going mad. We have survived, but he won't flee the castle. He has seen so much death. You must help him, Tegan. You are his uncle. You could reason with him. I do not know what else to do.
What about Al-Eamon? Is he still alive?
He is. He is being kept alive so far, thank the Maker.
Kept alive? Kept alive by what?
Something the mage unleashed. So far it allows Eamon, Connor, and myself to live. The others were not so fortunate. It killed so many, and turn their bodies into walking nightmares. Once it was done with the castle, it struck the village. It wants us to live, but I do not know why. It allowed me to come for you, Tegan, because I begged, because I said Connor needed help.
Do you think this evil could be some kind of demon?
I do not know. Oh, Maker's mercy. Could it truly be a demon? I can't let it hurt my Connor. You must come back with me, Tegan. Please.
So why must Tegan go alone?
For Connor's sake. I promised I would return quickly and only with Tegan. Tegan, I know you could order your men to follow me when I return to the castle. I beg you not to. For Connor's sake.
Why do I get the feeling you aren't telling us everything?
I beg your pardon? That's a rather impertinent accusation.
Impertinent for an elf, you mean? Or not if it's true.
An evil I cannot fathom holds my son and the husband hostage. I came for help. What more do you want from me? Tegan, I do not have much time. What if it thinks I'm betraying it? It could kill Connor. Please come back with me. Must I beg?
Enough questions. We need to decide what to do.
The king is dead, and we need my brother now more than ever. I will return to the castle with you, Isolde.
Thank the Maker. Bless you, Tegan. Bless you.
It seems you have little choice.
I have no illusions of dealing with this evil alone. You, on the other hand, have proven quite formidable. Isolde, can you excuse us for a moment? We must confer in private before I return to the castle with you.
Please do not take too long. I will be by the bridge.
Here's what I propose. I go in with Isolde, and you enter the castle using the secret passage. My signet ring unlocks the door. Perhaps I will distract whatever evil is inside and increase your chances of getting in unnoticed. What do you say?
What exactly am I supposed to do in there?
I wish I knew. I don't know any more about this evil force than Isolde seems to. Sir Perth and his men can watch for danger at the castle entrance. If you can open the gates from within, they can move in and help you. I don't think there's anyone else who can help you. If you choose not to go, then it's up to me to do what I can. Here is my signet ring. It will open the lock on the door in the mill. Whatever you do, Eamon is the priority here. If you have to, just get him out of there. Isolde, me, and anyone else, we are expendable.
We must end this evil no matter what.
Greater evils have been loosed on the world, but I will not argue with you.
So we are just going to send him with that woman? It seems so dangerous.
But I can delay no longer. Allow me to bid you farewell. And good luck.
We don't really have a choice, Liliana. Oh, yes, I wanted to check the tactics. Okay, she doesn't have an extra tactics slot. I'm just gonna... I'll do these myself, so... Self-health, say less than 10. She can use a health poultice. Okay, she's got her own life stuff. I'm going to activate his threaten. Yes, stays active. Okay, so self health less than 10. Use a poultice. Thank you. Okay. Oh, great. No, no, I don't want to get that quest. Because it sits in your log until, like, right at the end of the game.
I wonder who built this tunnel, and why.
Nope.
As you say.
No glory.
Hello? Who's there? Is there anyone alive out there? Wait, you don't look like the Arlessa's guards. Are you from outside the castle?
Possibly. Who are you supposed to be?
My name is Jowan. I'm a mage Lady Isolde hired to tutor her son Connor. Until they, threw me into the dungeon here.
Lady Isolde mentioned that a mage was behind all this.
No, I poisoned Archdemon, but that's all I did. I know it looks suspicious, but I'm not responsible for the creatures and the killings in the castle. I was already imprisoned when all that began. At first, Lady Isolde came here with her men, demanding that I reverse what I'd done. I thought she meant my poisoning of the Arl. That's the first I heard about the walking corpses. She thought I'd summoned a demon to torment her family and destroy Redcliffe. She had me tortured. There was nothing I could do or say that would appease her. So they left me to rot.
Yeah, not sus at all. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Why did you poison Archdemon?
I was instructed to by Teyrn Loghain. I was told that Archdemon was a threat to Ferelden, that if I dealt with him, Loghain would settle matters with the Circle. You see, I'm a Maleficar, a blood mage.
You? A blood mage? Truly? I would never have guessed.
A blood mage? Well, that isn't good.
I dabbled in the forbidden arts, and they condemned me to death for it. I thought Loghain was giving me a chance to redeem myself. But he's abandoned me here, hasn't he? Everything's fallen apart, and I'm responsible. I have to make it right somehow. I have to.
So Teyrn Loghain himself hired you?
Yes. When the Templars caught me, they brought me to Denerim to await execution. Eventually, someone came to see me, alone. It was the Terran. I'd seen paintings of him, so I knew. I thought he'd have me executed right there. But he said I could make up for my crime. He said I would be helping the country.
I like that. I've seen paintings of him, so I knew it was him. Paintings. I've only seen paintings of this painting. Why are you so eager to make things right?
I'm not allowed regrets? I've made a stupid mistake at the Circle, and now I've made an even greater one. I'm not a bad person. There's no reason for you to believe me, but I'm not. I have to make up for what I've done. I have to try.
But why did Arlessa need a mage to tutor her son?
Connor had started to show signs. Lady Isolde was terrified the Circle of Magi would take him away for training.
Connor? A mage? I can't believe it.
She sought an apostate, a mage outside the Circle, to teach her son in secret so he could learn to hide his talent. Her husband had no idea.
Why would Isolde be frightened of her son becoming a mage?
Because he would be taken away forever. A mage cannot inherit a title, even the son of a powerful Arl. She's also a pious woman. Her son having magic was humiliating.
Archdemon had no idea of his son's abilities?
No, she was adamant that he never find out. She said that he'd do the right thing, even if it meant losing their son, and that infuriated her.
Perhaps his son is responsible for what happened.
I thought that too. Connor has little knowledge of magic, but he may have done something to tear open the veil. With the veil to the Fade torn, spirits and demons could infiltrate the castle. Powerful ones could kill and create those walking corpses.
How much magic did you teach Connor?
Some. But he's still very young. He can barely cast a minor spell, never mind something more powerful. At least not intentionally. Like I said, he may have torn the veil accidentally. If he's involved in this at all, I really don't know.
I see. I think I understand.
I never meant for it to end like this. I swear. Let me help you fix this.
I say this boy could still be of use to us, but if not, then let him go. Why keep him prisoner here?
Hey, let's not forget he's a blood mage. You can't just set a blood mage free.
Better to slay him. Better to punish him for his choices. Is this Alistair who speaks, or the Templar?
I'd say it's common sense. We don't even know the whole story yet.
He wishes to redeem himself. Doesn't everyone deserve that chance?
Like yourself, you mean?
Everyone deserves a chance to redeem themselves in the Maker's eyes. This man, no less than any.
I don't know. He is a blood mage. But this is an unusual situation.
Give me a chance, please.
Yeah, I've been wondering the same. Like, which decision is this character going to make? I don't quite know yet. Let's see. It's been years since I played Dragon Age. I used to play it annually, but then someone introduced me to Mass Effect. Yes. Well, I'm glad that someone introduced you to Mass Effect. Oh dear. Yeah, it's also been a while since I played Dragon Age, and especially now with Dreadwolf coming out, hopefully soon-ish. It would be nice to play all 3 games before the new one comes out. But yeah, so like my thoughts about this, because the Dalish don't have as sort of strict views about magic as the Chantry and human society. And so Yavie would have grown up having mages as part of the clan. I mean, Meryl, she's obviously, good friends with Meryl. They've probably grown up together. And, Meryl's a mage. And in fact, their keeper's a mage as well. In fact, I think all keepers are mages. So the Dalish have a quite a different relationship with magic. So I don't think they're not as afraid of mages being outside of the circle. That's almost a non-issue. The blood magic thing I'm not quite sure about, though. Whether the Dalish would have issue with blood magic. Or, what the Chantry considers blood magic. Is that necessarily what the Dalish would consider blood magic? So I don't think that she would condemn Jowan based on his blood mage status. I think it would rather be that he's openly working for Loghain and he actively poisoned the Arl. Because Loghain is the nemesis here. And, yeah. Would she... So it says, I think you stay in your cell for now. So how will you make things right? I'm letting you out of your cell. Don't try anything, or I can't leave you here alive. Let me say, so how will you make things right?
I tried to save anyone still up there. There must be something I can do.
Isn't it a little late for that?
I don't think it will redeem me, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't try.
Dragon Age Keep. Yeah. I don't think this is updating, because I wasn't able to log in, because the Dragon Age servers are now offline. But yeah, I can create a... I can remember the choices that we made here, and I should actually update that and create a Dragon Age Keep record, and then we'll import into Inquisition. So I won't do a default playthrough of the next games. This will definitely be the Warden for the Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition playthroughs, and then hopefully Dreadwolf. Yeah, I need to remember what we did now. at least I can go back and look at the VODs and that. And I'm also going to be uploading this to YouTube. That is something I want to do this next week now that I have a bit of time. I'll be uploading some of the Crusader Kings playthroughs and Dragon Age, and hopefully get that going. I don't think it will redeem me, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't try. And after that, what happens?
Afterwards, I assume I'll be arrested, or executed, or whatever people like me get. I'm tired of running from the circle. I need to account for what I've done.
It's commendable if it's true.
I'm glad you think so. So what now?
Does she trust him? Yeah, I don't think she worries about the Blood Mage stuff. This is about whether or not she's happy with him being a low-gain person. Someone hired by Logain. But he's obviously, like... Well, hopefully he's seen the error of his ways. I don't think she's going to kill him. You would have been taught magic as the second in charge, though, by the Keeper. As the Dalish elf, well, as the rogue, I wouldn't have been, because I don't have magic ability. So only the Keeper and the second would be mages and would be taught. Which is, I think, part of Meryl's backstory, if I remember correctly, from Dragon Age 2. She talks about how separate she was from the rest of the clan because she had a separate education, because she was being raised to be the Keeper. And so she was taught about magic and all of that sort of stuff, which the rest of the clan didn't have, because they were the mages. So there was like a separation, but it's not the same as, you know, being in the circle. It's not as separate, and the Dalish, I don't think, fear magic as much as the humans, or shall we say, because it's Qunari as well. I mean, the Qunari take it to an extreme degree, the fear of magic. So I think, it wouldn't... It's just where the blood magic would be. Actually, that's a good point. The blood magic thing. If I remember from Dragon Age 2, the response that the clan has to blood magic, to Meryl turning to blood magic. Sure, yes. So they do actually have some strong feelings about blood magic. Not magic just in general, but blood magic in particular. I think she'll leave him in the cell. I don't think she'll... Yeah, they threw her out, yeah. I think that she'll leave him in the cell. She's not going to kill him, because he's trying to repent. Yeah, I think he'll stay in your cell for now.
Then I will wait. If you change your mind, I will be here.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yes, there we go. Blood magic. Okay, let's read this. This is probably from the... Yeah, this is from the Chantry perspective. Foul and corrupt are you who have taken my gift and turned it against my children. Transfigurations 18:10. The ancient Tevinters did not originally consider blood magic a school of its own. Rather, they saw it as a means to achieve greater power in any school of magic. The name, of course, refers to the fact that magic of this type uses life, specifically in the form of blood, instead of mana. It was common practice at one time for a magister to keep a number of slaves on hand so that, should he undertake the working of a spell that was physically beyond his abilities, he could use the blood of his slaves to bolster the casting. However, over time, the Imperium discovered types of spells that could only be worked by blood. Although Lyrium will allow a mage to send his conscious mind into the Fade, blood would allow him to find the sleeping minds of others, view their dreams, and even influence or dominate their thoughts. Just as treacherous, blood magic allows the veil to be opened completely, so that demons may physically pass through it into our world. The rise of the Chant of Light and the subsequent fall of the Old Imperium has led to blood magic being all but stamped out, as it should be, for it poses nearly as great a danger to those who would practice it as to the world at large. From the Four Schools, a treatise by First Enchanter Josephus. And that also got me thinking, okay, this is getting back to Dragon Age Inquisition timeline, but what we know about Solus and, you know, that he wants to bring down the veil. Now, this would indicate that blood magic is capable of doing that. Solus isn't a blood mage. He doesn't have that specialization in Inquisition. I can't remember if he says a lot about blood magic. That would actually be an interesting... Let me see if I can make a note about that. When we get to Inquisition, not if, when, that would be an interesting thing to keep an eye out for. Okay. No, we should keep notes on interesting lore stuff that we can't remember or answer straight away, and see if we can pick stuff up from later games. Because yes, this is a spoiler-filled playthrough. We're going to be talking about all manner of lore and the intricate details of stuff, and things that we find that could possibly shed some light on stuff that'll happen in Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Especially since we know that it is going to be focusing on Solus, as he is known as the Dreadwolf. Spoiler. What do you write about the magic signal? I was thinking of Meryl, yeah. Oh, I got confused between DA1 and DA2. Yeah. It would be interesting to know what Solus thinks. Yeah. Yeah, spoiler. Spoiler, full spoilers. Okay. I wonder if apostates will have anything. Well, let's read it. Apostates. It is not uncommon for the neophyte to mistake apostates and maleficarum as one and the same. Indeed, the Chantry has gone to great lengths over the centuries to establish that this is so. The truth, however, is that while an apostate is often a maleficar, he need not be so. A maleficar is a mage who employs the forbidden knowledge such as blood magic and the summoning of demons, whereas an apostate is merely any mage who does not fall under the auspices of the Circle of Magi, and therefore the Chantry. They are hunted by the Templars, and quite often they will turn to forbidden knowledge in order to survive, but it would be a lie to say that all apostates begin this way. Historically, apostates become such in one of two ways. They are either mages... Shush, Maya. Cat's complaining. They are either mages who have escaped from the circle, or mages who were never part of it to begin with. This latter category includes what we tend to refer to as hedge mages, those with magical ability out in the hinterlands who follow a different magical tradition than our own. Some of these hedge mages are not even aware of their nature. Undeveloped, their abilities can express themselves in a variety of ways, which the hedge mage might attribute to faith, or will, or to another being entirely, depending on his nature. Some of these traditions are passed down from generation to generation, as with the so-called witches of the Chastened Wilders, or the shamans of the Avar barbarians. No matter how a mage has become an apostate, the Chantry treats them alike. Templars begin a systematic hunt to bring the apostate to justice. In almost all cases, justice is execution. If there is some overriding reason the mage should live, the right of tranquility is employed instead. Whether we of the Circle of Magi believe the system fair is irrelevant. It is what it is. From Patterns Within Form by Holden, First Chanter of Starkhaven. 880 blessed. Yeah, and this sheds a lot of light on why Anders and Justice do what they do in Dragon Age 2. It makes it quite clear. Maya wants to be escorted to a ball. I think she actually does, so I might need to just pause again. Let me just yeah, and check up on her. Okay, I'm back. She was complaining that she hasn't eaten in the last 2 hours, so and her dish was empty. Dorata. Okay, yeah, so we're leaving Joan there. Loot.
Very well.
Rolled up note. I don't remember what this one was. A rolled up note. I hope whoever finds this can read it. I hate the thought that my last words might be used as kindling or make of a bird to wipe someone's bum. But that's happenstance for you, I suppose. My name is Brannan. I was born in Rainsphere. I grew apples once upon a time. When the Orlesians came to demand I bow to their emperor, I turned them away. They set fire to my orchards, to my house too, but I didn't care. I stood and watched them burn. Trees die eventually, houses fall, but my honor can only be lost if I let it. They came back a week later and demanded that I swear an oath. This time, when I refused, they clapped me in irons. Now I am here, and I'll die in this place. It seems a foolish thing to die for, doesn't it? I could have said a few words and rebuilt my home, gone on with my life as if nothing had changed. 100 generations of my family have lived and died on that land, and I won't be the one to trade our family honor for apples. Whoever you are, whatever they've brought you here for, if you leave this place, I hope you'll go to Rainsphere. There's no living remnant of us left there, but you'll find my family all the same. We're stamped onto the earth. We're in the wind that rustles the trees. Tell my family how I died, and I promise you they'll hear. Brannan. Sure. Okay, let's loot first.
Shall be.
Let us end this!
I shall do
So you're gonna drink a potion. Drink a potion.
It's your time to die!
No.
All my blood?
Yes, it is, because you didn't drink a potion. I think I need to make Alistair the 25% rather. Self-health 25. Yeah. Because Alistair, yeah, I don't want him dying. If he can take care of his own health, that'll be fine.
I shall do it.
Maya wanted to be escorted to her boat again. It is the escort time. Yes, she definitely has a schedule.
It shall be done.
And it was being disrupted. I was inconveniencing her by streaming. Welcome to Castle Redcliffe. Okay, we know all the bad guys are in there.
Careful, I think they've seen us.
Yeah, rats. Forgot I came out of the doors.
Very well.
You should run while you can.
Okay, let's unlock the armory.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Thank you, Liliana. Hey, loot, loot. Oh, fire arrows.
Very well. As you say.
Take everything that isn't nailed down. And even if it is nailed down,
it is begun.
Take it anyway.
I shall do it.
So nostalgic, makes you want to play it again. Ah, yes, it is. Well, now you've got your laptop. Or did you only have the PlayStation version?
It is begun.
Okay. Oh, more loot. No, Alistair.
What do you need?
Never mind. Nothing. It's fine. I like that you can talk to them out in the field, but yeah. Okay, let's take this. Oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Come on, Morgan.
Blood shed.
Keep missing. Thank you, Morgan. I only have the PlayStation version. Ooh, boot up the PS3. Yes. There's a book here. Okay, we haven't read any of those ones, I don't think.
It is begun.
Wow. PS3. And it still works, your PS3.
As you say.
Someone behind us. Alistair, you're supposed to be taking a... Okay, Liliana, move back. Then move back. You've got kind of cold, okay. Where is Yavie? Okay, she's gonna get the full brunt of it, I think. Rats. Ah, and the Alistair died.
I shall do it.
And I'm still frozen. Yeah, this might not be such a good...
I shall do it.
Ah, rats. Okay, I wasn't watching.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Okay, this is getting a little bit dicey.
I am ready.
Okay. I'm gonna freeze you all again. Do we have a shattering shot? No. Yes, we do, but I don't have stamina. Rats. Okay, you take that. Take a health. And could probably drain a life here.
Very well.
Okay. We're in crisis mode here. Okay, both of you go for that one.
An order.
Does disorientate casting engages in settlement manipulation that disorients the target for a short time, making the target a less effective combatant by inflicting penalties to attack and defense. Okay, well maybe I will do that one on there. Okay, you are going to be happening. Rats. Chuck one back. Take a Lyrium. That's one down. Liliana, let's move over there.
Good to go.
So we can hoard them. Or herd them, should I say.
Very good.
Excellent, okay. I'm going to drain your life. Thank you.
Cross me and you shall...
You can take a health poultice.
Hey!
Of course.
Excellent, okay.
I am hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to try the vulnerability hex. I don't know if it does anything to corpses, but we can try. Chuck another Lyrium.
There we go. No.
Oh, it does work. Hey, okay. I didn't know if those disorientate things worked on corpses because they're dead.
Let's finish this. As you wish.
Ah, yes, that was the improved drain. If she has vulnerability hex, right? The victim of a vulnerability hex must be wary not only of the damage from the elements, but also spellcasters which just sap life or mana. Yes, so it drains. You get more health. I remember that now. Health poultice.
Ready.
Lyrium. Okay, let's attack the vulnerability hex guy.
It's done.
Hey! Slowly but surely we're getting there. Whew. Vulnerability hex. Oops. Drain life. Oh, we survived. We survived. Ah, that was crisis mode. I didn't want to reload the save. Okay, do we have an injury kit? I think we do. Yes. And crushed arm, shame. Oh, you got a cracked skull. Take your injury kit. Excellent. Okay, let's save. Quick save. Whew. Last time I checked about a year ago. Oh, that your PS3 booster. So it's about time for its annual switch on. After Dragon Age series, you should do Divinity Original Sin series. Oh wait, Mass Effect. Yes, and Assassin's Creed. I heard. Well, I mean, it's probably speculation, but you know, with Assassin's Creed, they at the moment they're celebrating their 15 years or something like that, and they're having a countdown. And someone on Twitter, I think, was saying that maybe the final announcement they're going to make is a remastered Assassin's Creed the original Assassin's Creed game. So that would definitely be something that I would be interested in playing, streaming, because yeah, I really enjoyed the Assassin's Creed games, and it's sort of pseudo history, but yeah, I like that sort of conspiracy theory history slant to it. and all the assassinating is fun. And Assassin's Creed 1 was actually one of my favorites. To me, it felt like it could when I saw what they'd done with Assassin's Creed Origins, when they reinvented the series, when Origins came out and Bayek of Siwa, I really felt that Origins was the realization of what they wanted to achieve with Assassin's Creed 1, but didn't have the technology or the ability to do back then. And it was like 10 years, I think it's like 10 years between the two games. And within that time, and all the other Assassin's Creed games that they've made, they were able to, you know, they developed the story, and the technology developed. And to me, it felt like, Origins and that open world feeling was what they were trying to achieve in 1. And were able to do with limited success, but you can very much see that it was a test case. They wanted to see whether something like that would actually work and whether people would buy it, and that's why I think they put so much more. There was so much more depth to Assassin's Creed 2, and why Ezio became the sort of main face of the game, of the franchise, instead of Altair, because Assassin's Creed 1, in my opinion, was the test bed for whether it was a proof of concept, basically. And they've expanded upon it and expanded, and so I think it would be really cool if they do a remaster of Assassin's Creed 1. That would definitely be something I'd be interested in streaming. The game that started it all. 15 years of Assassin's Creed.
It is begun.
Okay, we have to go through here. We mustn't forget to try and find Velena. I think she's in a room coming up. No, not the dogs! Not the dogs. Okay, Morrigan, where's your phone of fold? Okay, Alistair, you're just gonna get frozen, it's fine. I really miss playing a mage. I love playing as a mage.
As you say.
Try not to look too incompetent. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. Okay, let's see. Be activating this stuff. Oh, rats. Okay, Alistair's dead.
An order.
Hello.
Agreed. Tear them apart. I suppose violence is a solution. Sometimes.
I really wish we had stamina potions. That's only in the Awakening expansion, I think. No! Don't decapitate the dog. Poor Mabari. Okay, Alistair. What have you got now? Gaping wound. Can use all the injury kits on Alistair. Oh, I need to activate that too. That's also probably why we're doing so well. Okay, everyone else has got their stuff activated, yes. Maybe I should switch this off, because isn't it speed wins out overpower while this mode is active? As the archer fires more rapidly but without any chance of inflicting regular critical hits, Master Archer increases the rate of fire further still. I think I'm going to deactivate that. So she can actually do damage. More damage.
Very well.
Oh, Caddis of Hakon's Winter's Breath. Okay.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I clicked instead of... I clicked to walk instead of click on the track. Fail. Womp womp. Okay. Womp womp.
As
That
you
was
say.
a mistake. Any more loot? Yeah, this guy.
It is begun.
Corpse Gall. Okay, Cat is safely back in the room. Safely back in her bed. Oh, okay, they're all over there. Where is Felena? Okay, we haven't looted this yet. I think she might be in the next room. Yes, there she is. Hello. Let me just rifle through this wooden crate first for a mushroom. Very valuable mushroom.
Please, don't hurt me.
Calm down, I'm not going to hurt you.
I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Felena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone?
Felena, the smith's daughter.
You know my father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here?
There's a tunnel leading out in the dungeon.
But the monsters!
I've killed most of them. It's safe.
I'll find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
I should have asked her about what's going on. With you there. You've been here this whole time. Let me tell you how to leave instead of asking you what's going on. I don't know if we can actually go through... Okay, yes. Can't go through there yet. Oh, Alistair, you can level up. Okay, let's see what you need. 25. What does he need for that armor? No, Alistair. Where's Alistair? This is massive armor, though. I don't know if I want to give Alistair the massive armor. I prefer to have him in the medium. So for this he needs 32, 26 dexterity. Okay, let's just put them all into strength for now. Ah, overpower. Yes. This is the one that... First to inflict normal damage, the last strike is a critical hit if it connects, knocking the target down unless it passes a physical resistance check. Yes, that's quite a powerful one. When I play Elf, you usually play antagonistic towards humans. How does your character feel about humans? Yes, I think it's something that I'm kind of guilty of, like, not letting slide maybe a bit too quickly, but, because, at the beginning of this playthrough, she killed a human for trespassing on Dalish property, Dalish land, and the keeper got upset with her about it. That was in the origin story. And so she was quite protective of her clan against humans. But after meeting Duncan, yeah, I don't know if... yeah, it's not that she hates humans. It's not like the city elf. The city elf, I really did try to play a particularly a human antagonistic, make all those kind of choices. But Yavie doesn't, like, yeah. So she willingly went with Duncan because she saw that becoming a Grey Warden was her only hope of saving her clan. And and that means that she has to get along with others, and she's, she has to deal with humans. And in fact, in my original playthrough of this, she actually ended up romancing Alistair, which didn't turn out well, but but yeah, like I feel that she kind of overcomes any antagonism she might feel towards humans, fairly early on. It's kind of part of her journey. I haven't quite decided who we're going to romance now in this playthrough, but yeah, Alistair was the original, and I did quite like that that arc, because for her motivation is still, I need to stop the Blight, save as many people as possible, because that's going to save my clan, and it's about ensuring her clan's survival, and it's not like elf at all costs sort of thing, but it's she's been entrusted with this task as a Grey Warden, and she's not against saving humans. She just doesn't really know that much about humans because she's grown up so isolated from human society, which I think is why she took that action of killing the human in the first in the origin story. That so that was my mistake. I didn't I hadn't quite thought things through at that point, but this is where I'm building it into the headcanon, so it's becoming part of the story because I don't think I did it before. My vote is Liliana. Might be interesting to see how that pulls through to Inquisition. Yes, I must say that I think Liliana is my favorite romance in Origins, and especially because of the pull through to Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition. Not so much 2, but I think it is mentioned. But yeah, Inquisition. Yeah. So I am leaning towards Liliana. But we'll see. We'll see how we headcanon stuff as things go. I'm not setting to say, oh yeah, blue shoes. Oh, I can still hear her saying, oh, shoes. Oh dear, Liliana. So Alistair's got all his stuff back. Yes, okay.
Careful. I think there.
Oh, Morrigan doesn't have... Oh, she does have... rats. I hate how it deactivates that sometimes. The frost weapons. Cold. Activate frost weapon again. Okay, I got Yavie now. Sorry, Yavie. Morrigan just froze you.
Go!
Direct me.
And we need to put vulnerability hex on there.
It is begun.
There is no glory in bloodshed. No mercy.
It shall be done. As you say.
You will not fear me.
Fortis.
Now you fall. Oh, this could be good. Missed.
Alistair, how are you doing over there? Okay. Yeah, let me come and finish this off for you. Okay. Just checking you didn't need help, Alistair.
Very well.
Because you know how things go. I haven't ever romanced Liliana, to be honest. Oh, wow, okay. Or Zevran. Hey. I usually go with Morrigan or Alistair. Yeah, I have done all the romances. I've only ever romanced Morrigan once, but that's because I usually play female characters. Or I remember one of my... I think I've romanced Zevran twice. I had a dwarf playthrough where Colto and I was quite surprised when he fell for Zevran. That was interesting. Because I wasn't expecting that. And then I had another. Oh yeah, I think that was the one where I. Oh, Colto. Yeah, he romanced Zevran, but then he ended up doing the ritual with Morrigan. So he had a child with Morrigan. Oh, word. But, Alistair, yeah, I don't think I've... my human noble usually romances Alistair. I've played that character in particular, like 2 or 3 times. And my mage always romances Liliana. And I think I created an elf mage one time as well. Male elf mage specifically to romance Morrigan. Romance everyone and then see other chips fall. Well, to be honest, I think that was actually how I did things with Yavie the first time. Because Yavie was the very first character that I ever played any game like this. This was the first RPG that I played. And I was like, what the heck are you, like, what is this? What do I do? And so I just was pressing buttons all over the place. And then I ended up romancing like all the characters. And but yeah, in the end she chose Alistair. And then he turns on you. And she's heartbroken. My favorite start is a human male noble. Human male mage. Yeah, Morrigan, yeah. Yeah, rituals. Yeah, I really wish that they'd made Morrigan romanceable by female characters as well. Origins usually play male in Origins and female in Dragon Age 2. Yeah, I have actually tried to do like all male runs or all female runs. So Warden, Hawk, and Inquisitor are all male or all female, but I usually tend towards female. Yeah, I don't know what... I've kind of had ideas of the character for 2 and Inquisition. I'm just tossing up whether I should play a character that I've already played before, or if I should try and create a new character. Okay, let's just save before we do this. I think we did get everything there. Oh, I thought this was going up into the castle. Okay.
It shall be done.
Doesn't make sense for Morrigan to be romanced by anyone but a human, to be honest. Ritual and all. Yeah.
It is begun.
You mean like, so, because of Kieran? And the ritual? Because, yeah, I mean, at least, yeah, we kind of know that, well, okay, so if you're saying what I think you're saying.
Very well.
I tried to pick up the love letter. Correspondence interruptus. I didn't want to pick that up. I forgot there was one there. Yeah, because so we know that Alistair's mother was female. Was elf. Alistair's mother was female. Alistair's mother was an elf. But he doesn't. He looks human. So, just because Kieran looks human doesn't mean that he can't have a elf or even a dwarf father. I don't know. I don't know how old he was supposed to be. Well, he's like 10. Yeah, I suppose he's 10 years old. Because there's 10 years between Origins and Inquisition. But yeah, if that's what if I understood what you were saying there. I would just have liked it to be, you know, Morrigan has this magical ritual that's passed down from Flemeth, you know. It's like, why can't you just have a child with anyone? Magical ritual. Magical ritual. Oh, you meant male. Okay. Yeah, well, then I'd say, you know, magical ritual. It doesn't have to follow real world physics, shall we say. But I do like the friendship with Morrigan. I almost always end up having a complete friendship relationship with Morrigan as a female warden. Oh yeah, this fight. Revenant. Where's everyone? Why are you running up the stairs? I think we all need to wail on the Revenant. You in particular.
You a bloody one, you are.
Now we need to get out of their line of sight. Okay, you can't use that. Health.
Yes, of course.
Drink.
I shall be
okay. Alright. Okay, there goes Alistair.
right.
This is gonna be another quick one. Oh man. Oh no. And they've got a clear line of sight there. This isn't going so well.
Let's do it quickly. Make a
Rats. Okay.
Deserve
Oregon.
I see.
No, Morrigan, you need to have health poultice. Okay, you shoot. Okay, take a health poultice.
Come on, while you can. You've no concern for your own.
Yeah, it would be really nice to have a healer about now.
Now we get our hands dirty.
We can't do fighting with you. No. Oh, but I can. Okay, so you're frozen. Rats.
As you wish.
Okay, you just need to take a health poultice. You can probably take another lyrium. Vulnerability fix.
Away with you!
Ooh, okay, level up for Morrigan. That's nice.
Let us end this!
Very well.
Now we do battle! No quarter shall be given.
Okay, Morrigan. Cone of cold. Yes.
There's no glory in bloodshed. Careful!
Okay, you can drink poultice or eat poultice. Yes, okay. You're dead. Okay, this is fine. And wake up, Alistair. Come on. Stop taking a nap. Loot
It is
Revenant.
begun.
Only a spirit shard. That's interesting. Yeah, we're not allowed to romance a female, but agree to the ritual with Alistair. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Though I do agree with the whole concept of, you know, not making everyone player sexual, as they say for Dragon Age 2 romances. I mean, it was nice to be able to choose whoever you want, exactly whoever you wanted to, but yeah, I do prefer to have that kind of writing. Like, I think, you know, just thinking to Inquisition's romances, like Dorian's storyline would be quite different if he was just, you know, player sexual. Like it takes, yeah, like it's part of who he is, you know. But like if you could romance Morrigan as a female character, then you know, and then do the ritual because of magic, ancient elf magic or something. I don't know. wave your hand and something happens. Dragon Age 1 only has 4 romances, so I think they had to limit it. 1 female, only 1 male, and 2 any gender. Yeah. Don't min-max Dragon Age, but always do Mage Tower first for a few reasons. 1, get the boring long-winded part done first. It's called Skip the Fade mod, which I probably won't do in this playthrough. I haven't got it installed at the moment, but I usually do run with Skip the Fade. But it's been so long since I've actually done the Fade section that I can't really remember what it actually looks like. Might regret it later, but I'm going to play Vanilla Tower in this one. You get the healer, yes, and 3. It's easiest of the places, so it helps you level up a bit. Yeah. What I'm probably going to do is get to the part with Eamon, and then we'll decide if we go to the Circle Tower, or deal with Eamon's stuff first. And then we end up going on to the Urn of Sacred Ashes whole storyline and all of that. I do kind of like how that weaves together. It is quite obvious that you're supposed to do the Mage Tower first, I think. My party is usually Wynn, Morrigan, and Alistair. That's why I like to get the Mage Tower first for the full party. Yeah, Wynn really is the spirit healer, and that also opens up, if you're a mage, it opens up the spirit healer specialization, I think. Mods on a PS3, no such thing. Yes, that is true. That's why I like the PlayStation, I mean the PC, PC version. Yeah, I don't really mod that much. It's just Skip the Fade I had in this for Origins, and in Dragon Age 2 I like, I must see if I can install it again because I had to reinstall all of my games, but there was a mod that allowed you to have the champion's armor from the beginning of the game, and it also gave you the Staff of Parthalan, which is the I think it was in the one trailer for Dragon Age 2, and it was a special item that you could get for some, you know, event that happened like way back when, and up until the mod, or when the mod was released, you weren't actually able to get that staff normally in game, because it was a special event thing that you know, the time had run out for that years ago. So I usually run with those mods, because then I like at the beginning of Act 3, Hawk doesn't have to find their champion armor first. Like, they can wear their armor of the champion right from the beginning of Act 3. So I ended up with two copies of everything of the champion's armor. And there were a couple of other armor pieces that I sometimes added. But I kind of like wearing the in-game armor sets and that sort of thing. With a decision coming up, it could encourage you to go to the Mage Tower for help, if that's what your character does. Yeah, possibly. We'll have to see.
It shall be done.
Because, so now thinking about her views on magic, but also knowing what she's likely to think about blood magic, and what her tribe, her clan thinks of blood magic. I don't think I've ever actually walked down this way. Is there anything to loot? No. Rats. So we know that Connor's a mage. We don't know if he's a blood mage. That's a landmark tree, and I don't have dog. Okay. Oh. Morrigan can level up. So what do you need? 16 cunning. I do like to get the tactics. Ah, yes, you do need that. Arcane bolt. Basic attack. Basic attack, Morrigan.
Tis you.
Hey! We were good friends once. All plus 13 approval.
I shall do it.
Okay. Oh, I didn't let the knights in. If all else fails, go for the eyes. Nice. Hey, I think we can... Ah, that's what I was missing with that revenant. The knights are standing at the gate. Let us in! We'll help you fight the revenant. Hi.
You have opened the gates. That is good. My men and I are eager to see our Arl again.
Yes.
Shall we enter the main hall together? It must be held if we are to regain control of the castle.
Yes, let's. Does this take you straight to the hall? Maybe let me say I want to look around first.
As you wish. We will hold the gate and watch for anyone attempting to leave. Let me know if the situation changes.
Okay, so at least they're there. Because I want to see if we can loot anything else in the castle before we encounter... oh, okay. No, we can't. Okay, I'll go back for Perth. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'm gonna go back because I said that I wanted to look around first, then I'll go back. So Perth, we can go in now.
What is the situation? Shall we go to the hall with you, or shall we wait here?
Yes, let's go to the hall together.
Excellent. Let us go now, then, and see what awaits us there.
So these are our visitors? The ones you told me about, Mother?
Yes, Connor.
And this is the one who defeated my soldiers? The ones I sent to reclaim my village?
Yes.
And now it's staring at me. What is it, Mother? I can't see it well enough.
This is an elf, Connor. You've seen elves before. We have them here in the castle.
Oh, I remember. I had their ears cut off and fed to the dogs. The dogs chewed for hours. Shall I send it to the kennels, Mother?
Connor, I beg you. Don't hurt anyone.
Mother? What's happening? Where am I?
Oh, thank the Maker. Connor, Connor, can you hear me?
Get away from me, fool woman! You are beginning to bore me.
Maker's breath. What has happened here?
Grey Warden, please don't hurt my son. He is not responsible for what he does.
You've been protecting him this entire time. What did you do with Van Tegan? You've been protecting him this entire time.
Connor didn't mean to do this. It was that mage, the one who poisoned Demon. He started all this. He summoned this demon. Connor was just trying to help his father.
And made a deal with the demon to do so? Foolish child.
It was a fair deal. Father is alive, just as I wanted. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne and send out armies to conquer the world. Nobody tells me what to do anymore.
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
Quiet, Uncle! I warned you what would happen if you kept shouting, didn't I? Yes, I did. But let's keep things civil. This woman will have the audience she seeks. Tell us, woman, what have you come here for?
Nobody. I came to stop you, actually.
I'm not finished playing. You can't make me stop. I think it's trying to spoil my fun, Mother.
I don't think...
Of course you don't! Ever since you sent the knights away, you do nothing but deprive me of my fun. Frankly, it's getting dull. I crave excitement and action. This woman spoiled my sport by saving that stupid village. And now, she'll repay me.
Nope. Let's just check what the... Ah, okay. Yeah, let's read Connor. While most of the bands and Arls of Ferelden cart their children with them to the Landsmeet in the interest of eventually marrying them off, Connor has spent his entire life at Redcliffe, and it's hardly surprising. The child possessed the gift of magic. By law, he should have been taken to the Circle of Magi at first sign, abdicating his claim to Redcliffe. Instead, the boy was kept out of public view and his magic hushed up, with disastrous results. All mages are beacons that attract the attention of Fade spirits. Because of this, they are trained and tested by the Circle to ensure that they can withstand attacks from malevolent Fade creatures that seek entry into the waking world. Untrained Connor drew the attention of a powerful demon that tore the veil asunder. So now something I'm not quite sure about is what the Daily should feel about abominations. Probably not... yeah. God, I see an arrow cupboard. Oh, that sounds nice. Arrow.
As you say. Very well.
Ooh, and Alistair's taking his own poultice. Hey! Well done, Alistair. I should probably add a second one for him, so he can take normal health poultice as well. I think this is another place where you can't loot. Oh, okay, we can loot there. You can't loot after cutscene.
Tegan! Oh, Tegan! Are you alright?
I am better now, I think. My mind is my own again.
Blessed Andraste. I would never have forgiven myself had you died. Not after I brought you here. What a fool I am. Please. Connor's not responsible for this. There must be some way we can save him.
You knew about this all along.
Yes. I didn't tell you because I believed we could help him. I still do.
Clearly the child is an abomination. There is only one way to stop it.
He's not always the demon you saw. Connor is still inside him, and sometimes he breaks through. Please, I just want to protect him.
Isn't that what started this? You hired the mage to teach Connor in secret, to protect him.
If they discovered Connor had magic, then they'd take him away. I thought if he learned just enough to hide it, then...
So you had no idea the man you hired was an assassin?
None. I trusted Logain. Why wouldn't I? How could I have suspected the mage he sent would be a murderer?
And Eamon knew nothing of your plans. Do you not realize what you've done, Isolde?
Eamon would only demand we do the right thing. I was not going to lose my son. Not to magic.
Would that have been so terrible?
Magic runs in my family. The ones who had it were all terrible, sinful men. I didn't know what to do when I found out.
And so you brought doom upon us all and death to your own son.
No. No, please. There must be another way. There must be something we can do.
Where is Eamon?
Upstairs in his room. I think the demon has been keeping him alive.
So if we destroy the demon, then...
Then my husband may perish. Yes.
Where is Connor now? Why did he run?
I think he ran upstairs, to the family quarters.
Violence scares him. I know that sounds strange. He may have run up to his room, or...
We might be waiting in ambush.
I don't know. The fighting may have scared Connor into coming out again, and so he ran.
So you're saying he may be vulnerable?
Perhaps. Is there no other way?
What are our options?
I wouldn't normally suggest slaying a child, but he's an abomination. I'm not sure there's any choice.
We can't kill a young boy, demon or no demon. Please don't say we're considering that.
Connor is my nephew, but he is also possessed by a demon. Death would be merciful.
No? What about the mage? He could know something of this demon? If he still lives, we could speak to him.
He's down in the dungeon, still alive.
Then we should bring him here immediately. I do not know how much we can trust him. But we must find out what he knows. Tegan, could you find him?
I will try. Though if he resists, I will not hesitate to kill him. I'll return shortly.
You're lucky to be alive, Jowan. After all you've done.
I didn't summon any demon, Lady Isolde. But I did poison the owl, and that started all this. I'm willing to help if you'll let me. The demon in Connor needs to be destroyed. Killing Connor is the easiest way to do that, certainly. But there is another way. A mage could confront the demon in the Fade, without hurting Connor himself.
What do you mean? Is the demon not within Connor?
Not physically. The demon approached Connor in the Fade while he dreamt, and controls him from there. We can use the connection between them to find the demon.
You can enter the Fade, then? And kill the demon without hurting my boy?
No, but I can enable another mage to do so. It normally requires lyrium and several mages. But I have... blood magic.
I think I'm going to say blood magic is forbidden. It's not an option.
There's a way. I must know it. Please. Tell us what you mean, Jowan.
Lyrium provides the power for the ritual, but I can take that power from someone's life energy. This ritual requires a lot of it, however. All of it, in fact.
So, someone must die? Someone must be sacrificed?
Yes, and then we send another mage into the Fade. I can't enter because I'm doing the ritual. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's not much of an option.
Is there no other method?
The power has to come from somewhere, and that means either lyrium or blood.
Then let it be my blood. I will be the sacrifice.
What? Isolde, are you mad? Eamon would never allow this.
Either someone kills my son to destroy that thing inside him, or I give my life so my son can live. To me, the answer is clear.
Blood magic. How can more evil be of any help here? Two wrongs don't make a right.
It does seem like a sensible choice, with a willing participant.
Connor is blameless in this. He should not have to pay the price.
It's up to you, my friend. You know more about such things than I do, and it's your companion going into the Fade. The decision is yours.
Whew. Here we're at it. Yeah. Who's the heir after the child? Alistair. I'm actually not sure. I don't know about Alistair though, because as far as I remember, Alistair said that Al Eamon is related to Kaelin through his mother. I think Al Eamon is I think Marek's wife's name was Rowan, and Al Eamon is her brother. So he's no real relation to Alistair. So because he and Kaelin had different mothers. But so I actually don't know who the heir would be. Sure. So I was thinking that one of the things that stuck out to me in the conversation was that I think it was Jowan who said that the demon controls Connor through from the Fade. So the demon actually isn't in so the veil hasn't been torn as such. So the mage hasn't been completely abominized, for lack of a better term, which is something that happens a lot in Dragon Age 2. And actually, spoilers for the next possible quest, the Mage Tower, like you see abominations left, right, and center. Like every second mage is turning into an abomination. And they actually transform into that twisted, like, creature-looking thing. So that could actually be where the mage physically actually enters the world. And so it's not just possessing from the Fade. It's actually physically there, which is something that I never quite considered before. And I kind of did always wonder that, like, why are some mages, why do they still look like themselves? Like Connor, he still looks like a child. He doesn't look like this shambling, weird, fleshy corpse thingy. And yet other mages do. And that could possibly be the answer to that. It's just something I never thought of before. So just Googled it. The Dalish limit the number of mages in the clans by abandoning them to the wilderness to avoid the inherent dangers of magic and abandon invoking. Yeah. Yes, that was from a conversation from the one elf that does what's she called? She in Inquisition. She's sitting in Josephine's office in Haven, at the beginning of the game. She says that she doesn't have enough magical ability to be of much use to anyone, but she has just enough to be a danger to herself and others. And she was abandoned by the Dalish because they had too many mages in their clan. So that was where that bit of lore came from. So it would seem that only the Keeper and the Second would actually be mages in a clan. If there were more mages, they would be spread out among the other clans. And if there were too many, then the abandonment thing happens. Sarah, not Sarah the companion. It's she's got red hair, man. I can't remember. She's standing right in the corner of Josephine's office in Haven. Like as you walk in the door, she's to the right. It's where you take the crafting materials and stuff. She thanks you for bringing her something early on. Anyway, that's not important right now. Getting sidetracked. I was actually leaning towards sacrificing Isolde and doing the blood magic ritual through the conversation, which is interesting considering our... Oh yes, you now know which elf that is. Okay. She's got red hair. I can't remember her name. Yeah. But yeah, I was leaning towards the blood magic option. Because, now this is sort of my reasoning. So Yavie doesn't fear magic, but obviously the clan has strict rules about blood magic that we know from Dragon Age 2, the way they react to Meryl. So this is something that she wouldn't consider lightly. But with her not being a mage, she doesn't know what's possible and what isn't. So she is completely relying on what Jowan and Morrigan say about what is possible for dealing with this kind of situation, because she's never had to deal with an abomination before. I don't think that she wants to kill Connor. Like that, she's not like, oh yeah, I woke up this morning and decided I want to kill a child. Like she's not, that's not her. But and she wouldn't be considering the blood magic option if Jowan hadn't been like, well, this is an opportunity. I mean an option, and Isolde is willingly sacrificing. Because the thing that also stood out to me was that someone, I think it was either Tegan or anyway, one of these characters in the scene said that the demon is what's keeping all Eamon alive, and that is the reason why Yavie and all of them are here, is to speak to all Eamon. So potentially killing the demon. This is now possibly something against doing the blood magic ritual, because killing the demon could actually kill all Eamon, and that's then an alliance that they lose. So I guess the question is, how strongly does Yavie feel about using or not using blood magic? Yavie wouldn't kill... Yeah. Now my city elf would be like, oh yeah, why not? Kill us all too while we're at it. I just need all Eamon to, stamp of approval. Yeah. But we're not playing city elf, we're playing Yavie here. Dalish. And she's already an outsider of her clan now, so she can't be thrown out. She has a new clan, the Grey Wardens. Yeah, but it's more about like what how her clan shaped her view of the world and of things. And We know how harshly they reacted to the blood magic. And she's already now also said here in this conversation that blood magic isn't an option. Yeah, blood magic is so frowned upon. I think we could... Now thinking about it, I am leaning more towards maybe not doing the blood magic option, but doing the lyrium one. Because of that blood magic aspect. But I think maybe this could be something that is a sort of shaping moment. The fact that Yavie was considering using blood magic in order to achieve her ends, is something to ponder. I'm going to say this, because I don't think that's an end conversation option. There must be another way to enter the Fade.
You can find lyrium and more mages at the Circle of Magi, if they would even do it.
How far she's willing to go, exactly. Yeah. At what, what cost, what price is she willing to pay for accomplishing her mission as a Grey Warden? Now, she wasn't... Yeah, I think I'm leaning to against doing the blood magic option now. I was close. I was very close to thinking of it, but thank you, Alistair, for saying that the Circle Tower is an option. We can consider that now.
That is an excellent point. One of the treaties is also for the Circle of Magi, after all.
The tower is about a day's journey across the lake. You could attempt to get the mages' help.
But what will happen here? Connor will not remain passive forever.
I think I'm gonna go for this. Yeah, blood magic is just to... Like, if she was a mage, and depending on how things went in the tower story, because in fact I think my mage might actually have killed Connor, done the blood magic ritual. Possibly. But Yavie isn't that... She, not being... she's not a mage. I think I will take that chance.
Very well. I will keep Jowan here as a precaution. He says he wants to help, so he will keep an eye on Connor with us. Go to the tower quickly, then. The longer you are away, the greater the chances of disaster.
Okay. Whew. So we're going to the tower. Oh, we can loot. Hey. God. Random god. Let's just see if we can... Ooh, okay, there's more. I want to loot up as much stuff as possible. Oh. Hello. I didn't know that happened.
Don't give them the advantage!
The knights are helping us.
Redcliffe! I tried to be merciful! Where? I shall do it. Let's make this quick!
Come on, Alistair, take your poultice.
Enough! Oh, this should be too easy! To die!
I really need to boost my willpower so I can get more stamina. Okay, so now we can loot the... Okay. Chamberlain. Hey, Chamberlain.
I shall do it.
Right
It is begun. It shall be done.
That's a lot of blood.
That's a lot of blood. Ooh, vault key. Geography of Ferelden. Ooh, why are arrows in the vanity?
Very well.
Why are arrows?
Very well.
Small silver ring. Can't remember who that's for. It's a gift for someone. Ah, and here is a gift for Alistair. And book. Your Legion Empire. No, I don't want to do that. I mean, go up there, it's fine. We're just doing a cursory search. Oh, I thought I had a key. Oh, that was the vault key. Okay, so we can only go out there. Okay, well, I think this is where we're going to end off. It's a good stopping point. So next time we will head towards the tower